Have you ever noticed that the universe seems to get better at making things over time? Stars today live longer than the very first stars. Life today is more complex than life billions of years ago. Your brain learns from experience. Even crystals grow in better shapes when the conditions repeat. It almost feels like the universe is learning, but not learning the way a person learns. Not with a mind or thoughts. Instead, it learns through patterns that survive and become the new normal. Today, we're exploring how the universe learns and why survival itself is nature's oldest teacher. Learning begins with survival. The first rule of learning is simple. Patterns that last become patterns that return. Patterns that fail disappear. This happens everywhere. A stable orbit keeps returning, so the universe remembers that orbit. A stable crystal shape keeps forming, so the universe remembers that shape. A successful life form keeps reproducing, so Earth remembers that design. The universe does not need a brain to learn. It only needs persistence. Whatever lasts becomes the lesson. Atoms learn stability. Let's start at the bottom. Not all atoms are stable. Some fall apart quickly. Some survive for billions of years. The universe learned which combinations work by trying all of them in the early moments of creation. The combinations that survived became the elements of the periodic table. Hydrogen survived. Helium survived. Gold survived. Uranium partly survived. Today exist because they passed the universe's first test. Survival became memory. Molecules learned chemistry. Molecules learned which shapes are reliable. Water forms the same angle between its atoms every time. Salt repeats its shape. Proteins fold in specific patterns that work again and again. The molecules that fell apart did not return. The molecules that stayed stable became the universe's go-to designs. This is learning through pattern selection. Life learns through evolution. Life takes learning to a whole new level. DNA carries the instructions for building organisms. DNA also mutates, creating endless experiments. Some designs survive, some do not. The designs that work become the next generation. Wings survived, eyes survived, roots survived, brain survived. This is not random. It is nature refining itself through billions of tiny tests. Life remembers by copying successful patterns forward. Brains learn through experience. Now we reach the most familiar kind of learning. Your brain changes when you learn something new. Neurons strengthen connections that get used often. They weaken connections that get ignored. This is survival again, but inside your mind. Paths that survive become memories. Paths that fade away are forgotten. Your brain is a miniature version of how the entire universe learns. Planets learn climate patterns. Planets learn too, in their own way. Earth learned which temperatures are stable through cycles of warming and cooling. It learned which ocean patterns return through seasons and tides. It learned which ecosystems survive during droughts, ice ages, and storms. Earth's climate is not random. It is shaped by the patterns that lasted through millions of years. Galaxies learn balance. Even galaxies learn. They try millions of ways to organize stars, gas, and dust. Most of those ways fall apart. But spirals? Spirals survive. Ellipticals survive. Disks survive. Bars survive. Galaxies learned which shapes can last over billions of years. The universe learns through persistence. Every layer of the universe has its own way of learning. Particles learn through stability. Atoms learn through structure. Molecules learn through chemistry. Life learns through evolution. Minds learn through memory. Planets learn through climate cycles. Galaxies learn through gravity. The cosmic web learns through expansion. Across every scale, the same rule appears. The patterns that survive become the patterns that return. This is learning on a cosmic scale. CWG connection. This brings us to the heart of G. PIW, the persistence information weave, says that information survives by weaving itself into patterns. CWG, the Carroll-Wells gradient, says that persistence moves upward from tiny particles to giant galaxies. Together they show that the universe learns exactly the same way life does, through patterns that persist and patterns that fade. The universe does not learn with thoughts. It learns with survival. Whatever can hold its shape becomes part of the next layer. And over billions of years, this creates a universe that becomes more complex, more organized, and more self-shaping. Learning is the story of everything. Think about the world around you. Trees learned how to grow upward. Birds learned how to fly. Cells learned how to repair themselves. Stars learned how to stabilize their heat. Galaxies learned how to hold their shape. The universe learned how to build structure. Everywhere you look, you are seeing the results of patterns that survived. This is cosmic learning. And you right now are part of that same story. Because your thoughts, your habits, your memories are patterns that survive inside your mind. Closing. So the next time you learn something new, or see a shape in nature, or look at a galaxy in a picture, remember, everything in the universe is learning. Not with words, not with teachers, but through patterns that persist and patterns that return. The universe improves itself through time, through energy, and through information, finding ways to survive. Join us next time for episode 18, where we explore how mistakes, randomness, and noise actually help the universe grow, instead of breaking it.